Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another day of movement meditations. Today I'm excited. We're going to do a fun lesson. It's maybe a little bit abstract, but we'll see how we get on with it, and you can let me know in the comments afterwards how you felt. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just to close your eyes. And bring your attention to your breathing. So we haven't done a breathing lesson in a while, so we're going to add a little element of breathing into today. Morning. And just place your right hand very gently on your abdomen. Notice that as you place your right hand on your abdomen, there's some sensory feedback you get. So you can feel the quality of the texture. You could also feel maybe the muscle tone of the abdomen. And as you rest your right hand on your abdomen, you start to feel the movement of your breathing. And just notice how the breath moves up and down underneath the hand. I forgot to do a little introduction this morning. If you want to open your eyes for a second, this is my new friend. He's going to be helping us out. So if you close your eyes again, and if you just have your right hand resting on your abdomen very gently, and then begin to lift your elbow in some way away from the body. So the elbow may have been in the air already with your hand resting. It may have been resting against the side of the body. But just see if you can keep your hand connected, keep your attention on your breathing, and then just begin to move your right elbow very gently away from the body and back towards you. The thing that you want to do is you want to keep some awareness of the breath. And notice that as you move your right elbow away from the body and towards the body, it's not just a movement of the right elbow. That as you move the right elbow, it's encouraging other parts of your body to move. Can you allow those other parts of your body to move with your elbow movement? Good. Then take a little rest. When you're ready, take your left hand and place your left hand on your abdomen. And again, you're introducing your left hand. Your left hand hasn't felt the same sensations as your right hand. And as you introduce your left hand to your abdomen, see what you feel. Do you notice a change in what do you notice with your left hand? Do you notice texture, quality, muscle tone, the movement of the breath? And as you have your hand there resting, you can feel that that's a relatively secure position to be in. So you can actually relax the left shoulder. So you don't need to be holding any tension in the left shoulder. You can actually just let the left shoulder hang down because you've got your left hand comfortably on your abdomen. Good. And then very gently, what I'd like you to do is begin to make a small circle with your left elbow. Small circle. At the same time, as you make this small circle, so you imagine that you've got like a crayon or a pen or a pencil on your elbow, on the point of your elbow. And just notice that how the rest of your body is asked to come along. So I'm going to quote a friend of mine yesterday who taught a lesson yesterday. And he said that in Tai Chi, they say that when one part of you moves, 100 parts of you move. And I hadn't heard that phrase before, but I think it's a really nice phrase. So as you move your elbow and you feel that they are making maybe there's a couple of ways of doing it. You can do it in such a way that's really just sort of the articulation of the arm. Or you could feel that it's actually encouraging your ribs to come forwards and backwards. Maybe there's a slight turning with your head, the direction of your face. Good. And then just change directions. See if you can at the same time keep some attention on your breathing. Good. Okay, and then take a rest with your left hand. With your right hand, what I'd like you to do is come up and bring it and place it on the back of the head. So you've got your right palm against the back of your head. If you want, you could still have your left hand on your abdomen. Not to do any movement, just to notice the movement of your breath. And then I'd like you to begin making a small circle with your right elbow in the air. And because your hand is attached to your head is going to be asked to move as well. And just make a small circle, make it really small. You don't need to make a kind of big, demonstrable movement to begin with. You can actually just make it really small, but you could feel as you begin to make that movement, when one part of you moves, what are the other 100 parts that are moving? And then when you're ready, when you've done it a few times, just reverse that circle and see how it feels to reverse the circle. Does it feel different? Texturally, for me, it feels actually different going that way and coming the other way. This feels harder. So again, if you notice it feels harder, if you notice that it's a strain on your system, just make it smaller. Do less, do it slower. Feel your breathing again. Good. And then bring your arm down and take a rest. Okay. So when you're ready, what I'd like you to do is place your left hand on top of your head. On top of your head. So you've got your the palm of your hand on the top of your head on the left side. Left hand on the top of the head. And very gently begin to make circles with the left elbow in the air. So we're not going to do exactly the same thing on both sides. We're going to see if we can find as many different variations as we can. And you notice that as you move your elbow now, maybe the rest of your spine, maybe the rest of your torso is more willing, is coming along for the ride more in a way that it wasn't earlier. Good, and then take it in the other direction. So you notice I'm not really moving my elbow about. I'm not articulating it in my shoulder very much. Actually, I'm making this movement with my torso, with my body, keeping my shoulder quite still. Good. And then the other direction if you haven't already. And then bring your arm down and take a rest. Take a little rest and just feel how your arms feel. If you want, bring one of your hands back to your abdomen and just take a moment to feel your breathing. As you feel your breathing, maybe you feel like your system settles down a bit more. And you feel maybe the sense of or the desire to achieve the movement or to achieve the specific aspect that you're kind of going towards. As you relax, and you can just let go of it. And you can not worry that, whether there's a contrast between the instruction and what you're doing. And actually just bring your attention as you do the next steps, just to how you're doing it and what feels right to you. So making a clear distinction that, while I can give instructions and these movement instructions will have a specific purpose, that you also need to be listening to yourself and you need to be respecting your own ability. And that's an important part of, I don't know, maybe in Feldenkraisian terms, physical maturity or something. I think that's a word that works right now. Emotional maturity isn't quite right, but physical maturity maybe. When you really are able to listen to your own body and your own needs. Okay, with that said, bring your right hand and place it on the front of your chest and your sternum. So hopefully your right elbow is in the air. And then I want you to just very gently begin to make a circle with your right elbow. And see if you can keep breathing while you do this. Maybe you want to keep your left hand on your lower abdomen. Maybe you want to close your eyes and just feel if you can make this circle really smooth and really slow and enjoyable. So it's not a race to get as many circles as you can done. That you're taking time within the movement, within the sort of the questions that you're asking your body to actually feel it, to explore it and to enjoy it. To making this circle and feeling how that affects the whole rest of the body, and then change and go in the other direction. And maybe for yourself, you feel that a small movement now, a small circular movement, isn't feeling rewarding enough, and you want to make that circle a little bit bigger. Take the movement into a bigger range. And that's okay. If you feel like you want to do that, then you're listening to yourself. Good. All right. And then let it go. Take your left hand and place it on your right shoulder. Your left hand, right shoulder. So your left elbow is somewhere pointing up in the air. And now take your right hand, place it on your left elbow, and guide your left elbow in a circle with your right hand. Again, making sure you can make that movement really small, really soft. I mean, like I said, if you want to make it slightly bigger, that's okay. But just see if you can keep the quality really gentle. Because as you keep it gentle, then it's going to encourage more of your body to take part. Good. And then change directions. You can change directions if you want to do it again. And then let your arms come down and take a rest. So just place again one of your hands on your abdomen. And as you feel your breathing with your hand, and you feel the texture of your abdomen, the tone of the muscles, and you just get a sense of the hand and the abdomen cooperating with the breathing, that they're working together in some way. And then very gently, whichever hand you've got placed on your abdomen, I don't know which one it is, I'm going to pick my left, then just go back to making a small circle with the elbow in that position. And just feel how that is now. Good. And then maybe just swap over your hands. Put your right hand on your abdomen. Excuse me. And begin to make a small circle with your right hand, keeping your attention very gently with your breathing, the movement of the abdomen. So that kind of quality of the breath that you feel and the quality of contact between the hand and the abdomen is like a guide for the whole rest of your system as you go through that circulating motion. So you want to keep that sort of quality of attention, that quality of feeling. And then the more you do that and you go through these circling movements, it's going to kind of spread that feeling through your whole system. Great. Take your right hand and place it on your right ear. Take your left hand and hold your right elbow, and then begin to make a small circle in the air. Again, keeping your attention on your breath. And then go in the other direction. And then let go with the left hand and just begin to do that movement without the guidance of the left hand. Take the right elbow in a circle and explore the range of that circle. You can go in the other direction. Okay, and then take a rest. Take your left hand and hold your nose. And then with your elbow, your left elbow, just hold the ridge of your nose so you're not holding your breath. I'm going to blow my nose at the same time. And then just begin to make a small movement with your left elbow. Just holding on very lightly with your fingers on your nose. Excuse me. So So you've got your hand in this position, and this lightness, the kind of quality of touch, is going to guide the amount of effort that you need to make as you make this circle. So you've got to keep it quite light because you don't want to be squeezing your nose. You don't want to be putting any pressure on your nose. So the elbow movement's actually got to be pretty light. Good, and go in the other direction. Take that hand out, down, and then just put your right hand behind your back. Rest the back of your right hand very gently on your lower back. And then begin to make a small circular movement with your right elbow. Seeing if you can draw a circle in space. And at the same time, bring your left hand, so your right hand's behind you, placed on your lower back. Bring your left hand and place it on your lower abdomen. And just feel the movement of your breath as you do this movement of the right elbow with the hand behind the back. See if you can draw a circle with your right elbow and then go in the other direction as well. Okay, and then begin to draw a circle with the left elbow. So your left hand is resting on your abdomen. You're drawing a circle with your left elbow, keeping your hand connected to your abdomen at the same time, feeling your breathing. And now can you make a circle with your right elbow and your left elbow at the same time? Is that possible? And how is that making your body move? Can you change directions? Oh, that's difficult. Okay, and then bring both hands out. And we'll just swap over and do that on the other side as well. Before you do that, just come back to sitting comfortably, have your eyes shut. Just feel how you're connected to yourself, how your body feels. And then take your left hand, place it behind your back and touch it against your lower back. Begin to make a small circle with the left elbow in space. Taking the elbow as if you're drawing a really detailed circle. Can you make it like, the best circle you've ever drawn? And then change directions. Place your right hand on your lower abdomen. Draw a few circles with your right elbow. And then begin to make circles with your left elbow and your right elbow at the same time. It's not that easy, is it? It's good not to make things too easy. Okay. And then bring both arms out, bring both elbows out. And just have both hands resting on your abdomen, maybe one on top of the other. Or you can have one to either side of the abdomen. And just feel the movement of your breathing. Let go of any effort in your elbows. Just feel that connection between your palms and the abdomen, the movement of the breath, and how you're sitting. You can imagine that there's a large circle that originates from the lower abdomen. Maybe you want to just make a small movement in the lower abdomen, as if you make a small circular movement in the lower abdomen. You've got your hands there connected to it. And does that circular movement in the lower abdomen have an effect on your elbows? Could you say that just by moving your lower abdomen in a circle, that you could circle both elbows at the same time? Something to play with, something to think about. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Some interesting shoulder circles in there. And yeah, I mean, maybe you feel a little bit lighter, a little bit freer in your torso. This week we've been focusing on the arms a bit more. But this lesson, I think, was more about the integration of the arms with the rest of the body, so that you can feel how related an elbow movement is with your abdomen, for example, or the position of your head. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. If you liked it, if you think other people would like it, please like and share it. You can access my previous lessons in my Facebook group, which there is a link to in the description above or below or wherever it is. And there's also a link to my PayPal account. If you want to make a small contribution to these lessons, I obviously appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I released my podcast yesterday. Well, it's not mine, it's a friend of mine's podcast, and I was featured on it. So if you're interested in that, that's available in my group, and I think I posted it on my channel as well. But just take a listen. It's quite long. It's about an hour and a half, but it talks all about my own journey with Tai Chi, how the Feldenkrais method kind of started with Moshe Feldenkrais, and then moving into why Feldenkrais is relevant to us today in our daily lives. So I think it's a pretty good chat we had. So yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback on it. So take a listen and let me know. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Take care. Bye.